This is my 2015 GMC Sierra. It's the 6.2 liter and a half ton. It's kind of a rare one because they didn't make a whole lot of these to my knowledge. They mainly were in Denali's and Chevy High Countries. Well, if you guys saw my video, I put an airbag system on this pickup, as well as some other features. I even chipped it, a couple different things. Sweet truck, really like it. It's got oodles of power. The problem I'm running into is those airbags are not working very good. There's very little travel. I've been in contact with the company trying to explain to them situations, saying if I deflate the bags to like under 10 PSI, my back axle just slams against something. There's like nothing there. It's just like a solid axle. So I have to air the bags way up to lift it up enough to get some travel. They claim, well, that's because it's only compatible with trucks beyond the Denali and the High Country. Well, this is neither of those. This is not a Denali. This is not a High Country. It's baffled them. They sold thousands of these. They even offered to pay me back my cost of the airbags, which I appreciate. I didn't take them up on that just because I'm still working on it, but I think I have an idea to fix my problem. I kind of wonder if I just have an oddball setup in my suspension because this is kind of like a custom truck someone ordered. So I wonder if maybe there's some Denali parts in the back. I don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna put 3-inch blocks in the back axle on the springs. That way it'll drop my axle down from the leaf springs, hopefully 2.5 inches off factory, which will then stretch my airbags 2.5 to 3 inches, somewhere in that area. So then I can deflate my bags, but they'll still be stretched. So then they won't be like this, where they just like no room at all. I'll actually have some travel then for my rear axle to float. Let's see if it works. Now, I haven't shown this much, but here's my airbag gauge, and here's where I fill it up. This fills both bags in the back axle. So let's let it down. So right now I'm letting the air out of those bags because I don't want air in them right now. So I'll just relax it as much as possible. Get that down to 0. There we go. So let's take a closer look here. This is with the axle drop down. But when I let the air out of these bags and the truck is sitting with just regular truck weight, nothing in the bed, this airbag compresses like that much, and that's normal riding operation, which that's not going to work. And I did everything correct when I put this together, so it's not like I didn't install it correctly. So let's see if my trick works. This is the factory block right there. I've taken that out and I'm putting those 3-inch blocks in place of that. So these U-bolts got to come off. And I got new U-bolts in the kit that are going in with the new blocks, so I got to drop this axle down. I've actually never done this before, so let's see how easy this is. All right, so I took off the 4 nuts on the bottom of these U-bolts. So this is the first one coming off right now. So far, so good. I might have to finesse a little bit. This U-bolt here, I really should loosen up. That's what holds the airbag bracket on, and that's tight. I was hoping maybe I could take them off without that, but I should probably loosen that up. That's loose enough. There's one. There's my new ones. Old. There's the block. Oh, I can just take them off by hand. Awesome. It's in. Now these U-bolts do hang down a little bit. I'll probably cut those off, but I'm not gonna do it yet. I wanna make sure this works. So, in case I gotta send this kit back, which hopefully they'll let me do if it doesn't, but yeah, so I'll put the wheels back on, I'll drop it down, put the airbags at about 5 PSI, take it for a spin, see if this solves my problem. And if it does, I'll come back with a angle grinder to cut off the blade and knock off the rest of those U-bolts. So that way they don't get bent over from rocks. Because I am not going to be running through fields chasing coyotes. My ride height is pretty tall. It's a little taller than I want it to be. The airbags should be aired down. Let me take a look at these things. Yeah, there's nothing in them right now. Maybe 3 inches was too much. Should have went with the 2-inch block. That's why I didn't save it. So let's take a look at these leaf springs. Let me climb underneath here. Not leaf springs, the airbags. See what kind of clearance we have now. Now that looks a lot better. A lot better. The airbag situation has definitely been improved. The situation I'm running into now, even though my truck has a little over a 2-inch lift in the front with the Bilstein shock absorbers I have, They could do like 2.76 or something like that. But if you look at this, it's definitely riding rear high. I don't know if I like that. Otherwise, I got to lift the front up even more. I was a little concerned it might do this, but I was hoping between the factory blocks and the 3-inch blocks, because the factory's 1 inch, that base I'm giving myself a 2-inch lift. So I was figuring with a 2-inch lift on the back, that would give my airbags enough room then to be able to have the travel I need on the rear axle, and it would still look hopefully decent with my front being already lifted like 2.5 inches. I don't know what to think yet. Man, you got out and drive it. Check this out. Isn't that cool? So, the problem I run into though is it turns out this wasn't plug and play. I had to do a bunch of splicing and wiring, and I'm missing a couple pins to be able to plug the wires that I ran from this mirror into the harness that the door plugs into. So I ordered those. They're coming. Didn't come with this kit. That's just something I guess I wasn't aware of. Should read the description better, or the reviews better. People said that. But when that comes, I'll be able to pull it apart easy, finish wiring that in, and then that'll add my cargo lights, which is right here, as well as my auto fold. So right now, turning signals work. I can move the mirrors in and out, control them, so that's all good. That's what I need. So I guess now it's dark outside, but I'm gonna go take it for a test drive, see if the suspension feels better, and go get cleaned up and call it a day. After I clean the floor up, because I made a mess in here.
Okay, the cart is actually pretty much done, except for there's a few things we're kind of missing, a few parts that'll still kind of arrive. But we can finish that before seating, and that's not an issue. And there's hydraulic lines that need to be fixed on here, but we're not gonna address it right now. We kind of need to get stuff out of the shop because we have a few other things going on. So, do you want to tell us what we've got done so far?
We got the undercarriage up when the Ready guys were here. And then we had to take a little bit of a break. We're back at it, we're gonna move this out. So it just had a lot of adjustments. They built a lot of different areas where you can adjust to make sure this whole manifold will reach up into the meter rolling assembly and match perfectly. So we did all that. Scott was really helping get it just perfect, much better than I would do. And then we had to do all the electrical lines, plug them back into all the sensors, and route them around so that they're not going to get someplace where they shouldn't be. So we got that all taken care of, got it pretty much ready, did a few other things, and so we're ready to roll this thing out. And then we're going to bring the other cart on the other bay back into here, and then we'll work on that for another couple days and get that all around, and so that's what we're gonna do. So it's open doors.
Once this is out, we'll sweep the floor, but this one here, we really would like to have in the bay over here, because you can actually stand up on top, get inside the tanks if you need to. But this is also really nice so you can get your cars back in and out, which we kind of need. So gonna be a little bit of monkeying around, and yeah, it's gonna be nice to have our shop back.
Yeah, but we're gonna open the doors, and we're gonna let all this nice tropical air out, and let about 1 or 2 below zero weather back in again. I think that's a cool idea.
You want to see how cool it is outside? Let me go show you. Yeah, it's negative something out there. Back in.
Okay, well, it's about, I don't know, 5 below zero right now. Got about 4 inches of snow, maybe, yeah, about that. It blew off some areas, piled in others. So I just need to clean out a little bit so that we can get out and I can make sure I have enough coffee. So I don't want to run short, that's important. But anyway, so I'm just gonna push a little snow and let's get it going.
It's been a long day, but I've got some cool stuff to show you. First being what's under the computer desk here at the shop. This bad boy right back here. That's called Synology NAS. And that has, as of now, 4 6 terabyte hard drives. I'm probably gonna add a 5th. And it's connected to this battery pack here. So the power goes out, it'll keep running for the time being. But what that baby is basically a server on our farm. And now everybody has access to it. All my video content from all these good things here get uploaded to that, and then that goes to my editors. And so no more Dropbox. I'm excited about that. Let's program this bad boy real quick. Internet went down at my house. Turns out it's my wireless device that gets me internet to my house. So I gotta fix this up real quick. Let's do it real fast. Let's see. Tap, tap, tap. Click, 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 click. Tap, 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 tap. And boom. Done. This one, fully configured. That's this device right here. This one is another device, and the farm is connected to the same AP. As you can see, we're connected at 100 megabits. Looks like 144 megabit transfer rate between the two. So that's what I want this one to be as soon as I get on my house. Let's go set it up. Negative 20 degrees or so. Gonna get the negative 35 Fahrenheit tonight. It's cold. My little, oh, there's the wind. My little app told me that feels like negative 65 out. Good stuff. At least someone plowed me a path to my house. That's nice of them. Good old Bobcat John Deere skid steer. Oh, ooh. Hey, that's convenient. Someone left a ladder on the side of my house. Right where this goes. Or at least where the old one was. I gotta show you guys too how I do this. I've been planning on making a video on how do we get internet to a farm, or how to get internet to your farm, high-speed internet. A lot of options when you got these devices. Ubiquiti devices, they're good stuff. They're old. These ones are old. No, wait, this one's new. The other ones I was using is old. They got newer stuff out now, but still pretty high quality stuff. This is gonna beam to the shop, which is right over there. And then the shop beams to another farm about a mile away, which then beams to a pump house another mile away, where there's fiber internet. Isn't that great? Let's go put this up here. Oh, so trick is to point it in the general direction of the other device. Obviously you want to get it as close as you can, but there is a bit of a variance, or I guess you got a little bit of room to fluctuate as far as if your degrees are off a little bit. But this is such a short distance here. Those things can go up to miles. This is just a short distance. But I got something else I want to show you guys. And I'm gonna need to warm up first. But it's in this building here. And I've mentioned a little while back there were some special things going on in this building. And I figure it's time I better show you guys, because, well, this is gonna be my new man cave. You'll see. I'll explain. Let's go in. Boom! Nick Welker's private gym. Oh yeah. So this building here is the original garage that was on this farmyard from like back in the 50s and 60s. And we used to have horses in here, we had chickens in here. There used to be 2 doors, and about 4 years ago, we decided it was time to do some of this garage. The siding was going bad, the roof was going bad. So we re-roofed it with metal, put metal around the entire building, just like all the other old buildings that you guys see that are all blue. And we poured a concrete floor in here. We insulated the entire place. We Tyvek'd it. We blew about 15 inches of insulation in the ceiling. And then, oh yeah, we put the door in here, 2 new windows. And then a bunch of stuff got piled in this corner. And it was scattered throughout the whole thing. And it just got turned into a big junk space. And this summer, there literally, you couldn't hardly come in this front door. There was just so much stuff in here. None of this weight equipment. So I decided, right before Christmas break, when I wasn't telling you guys I was doing this because I didn't feel like sharing it until now. I don't know why, but I cleaned it up. And I finished OSB siding the inside. We had about 70% of it done. Finished wiring in the lights and hung them in. Finished putting in the natural gas heater, which actually, oh, that feels good. And I do have a carbon monoxide detector too, so you guys are aware. But here's the other cool part about this weight room, besides the fact that I can do my squats and bench presses and lat pull downs and deadlifts and preacher curls and hammer curls and tricep extensions and power cleans and clean and jerks and weighted dips and pull-ups. And this trusty old Schwinn, yes, check this out, it's got a buzzer on it too. My wife actually uses that thing and it works pretty good. And my grandma gave us her real cheap treadmill, which works like a champ. So you know what? Why do you need something fancy? That thing works great. But here is the part I wanted to show you guys. Probably wondering, What is this about over here? Well, let's take a look inside. As you can see, someone's already beheaded Barbie. I'll have to get some super glue for that. This is for the little ones because I don't get to work out the days I used to be able to. Well, because life is demanding and there's things that are important to do and you can't just go to the gym anytime you want, like when you're 20 years old. So we go here when we can, but usually it means our kids are around. And when the kids are around, they needed a place to play. So we put some carpet down. They got my dad's playset that he built for us when we were kids. Got my dad's dollhouse. Yes, he loves dollhouses. No, he doesn't. My dad made this dollhouse for my sisters, which I have played with occasionally. That's in here too. We've got our barricade made out of a table to keep the little ones in here. And everybody's favorite, the bouncy horse. But it's not done yet. There's more to this wonder room of wonders of garage's awesomeness. I have TV in the corner, Wi-Fi, and guess what? I've got my old Prime stick from like years ago that's really slow. Thanks Amazon for putting an update out and absolutely destroying these old devices, just kind of like Apple. But anyways, stream not found. I can go on and play my news. I can play music, all that good stuff. So that's what's been going on, guys. You might see some videos in here, maybe some workout videos. I guess the real motivator for this was leg arms. When he had his accident, I decided now's my chance to one-up him in the weight room. He was getting kind of big, you know, and I was like, there's no way I'll get as strong as him. And then that happened. And now I'm like, here's my chance. So I'm gonna take it. He'll still probably surpass me. But I do have some good weights down here, and over here, and over here. The only sad part about this whole thing, I don't even want to talk about this because it's embarrassing. But I guess I'm 34 years old, almost 35, and I'm not the sprung chicken I used to be. My very first workout in this gym, very first workout, I was like, I'm gonna do legs because that is the one part of your body that usually gets skipped over, and I want a strong core and I want strong legs. So I did my squats, got that done, went to go do my deadlifts, and about 7 reps in with, I think, 225 on it, all of a sudden my back was like, ding! And, well, I've had back trouble ever since. I think I did something, one of my lower back muscles on my right side, and it's been actually quite painful for quite a while now. Turn the heat down here since I won't be in here till tomorrow. I already have my morning workout in. But with that said, I have back trouble, and now I'm not doing any legs. So that whole thing is off limits until my back heals up. But I'll be back. Okay, it's a couple days later. It's also negative 14 outside Fahrenheit, and they're talking negative 30 something later this week. Negative 50, 60 wind chill. Yeah. Anyways, I think I'm gonna change something. The 3-inch blocks that I put on here, I don't like how tall the back end of the truck is riding compared to the front. I don't wanna raise the front anymore. So I ordered 2-inch blocks. I'm gonna put 2 inch under the back. The ride is definitely improved with those 3s. It gave the clearance I needed for those springs to do what they need to do, which is what I had thought would probably be the problem. So that's good that that's fixed, but let's just say that 2 inches is hopefully gonna be enough because I just don't like these 3. So I'm gonna swap it out real fast. Well, I'd say that worked out great. 2 inches is about what I needed. It's now got enough travel where it rides smoother. The 3 I think got a little bit better, but I just didn't like the look of that thing. So good, that's good to go. Now I just gotta do an exhaust system on it. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one. I need to paint this door. That's terrible.